Hi everybody, this is Niranjan here. And a common question that people keep asking us is, can you suggest us a very good exercise for weight loss and fat loss? Which is the best exercise that would you recommend that will help us to lose body weight and body fat? And a common answer that we usually give people is that you can choose any high intensity exercise because high intensity exercises will help you to lose body weight and fat. And this is where the problem actually starts. Or I would rather put it, this is where the confusion actually starts. Because most of the times we have no clear idea as to what can be called as high intensity exercises. So this video is going to basically be in two parts, wherein I will help you understand what do we mean by high intensity and what are the sort of exercises that will really increase the intensity of your exercises. So first of all, let's try to understand what is called as high intensity. Now, high intensity exercises usually refer when your heart rate really goes up. Okay. So while if you are walking, then what ends up happening is that your heart rate is slightly elevated, which means you can basically have a conversation. Your heart rate is slightly up, but you cannot sing. Okay. So this sort of activity is called as basically a moderate level activity. So walking for about 45 minutes or so can be considered as about a moderate level activity. But in high intensity activities, basically your heart rate is raised to such a level that you have to really get into labored breathing. That means you are not able to have a conversation with people and you have to really struggle to basically breathe. You start sweating profusely. And all of these are indications or all of these are symptoms that you are engaged in a high intensity activity. Vis-a-vis, if you go for a walk, you may break into a light sweat, but you don't start breathing profusely. Now, one more way to understand whether you are doing a high intensity workout or not is to understand whether you are able to continue that workout for long. For example, you can walk without any much trouble for about 45 minutes or so. But if I ask you to do squats, you won't be able to do that for 45 minutes. So very clearly, doing squats is a very high intensity workout. Whereas walking is basically a moderate or I would say a low intensity workout. Now, why do we stress on people doing high intensity workouts is because high intensity workouts tend to basically combine a lot of muscle groups. For example, if you consider walking, then majorly what is getting worked is your legs. And over a period of time, if you keep repeating an activity, your body is very smart. And it starts getting more and more efficient at doing the same activity. What it means is that if you walk on the first day, you are going to find it a little difficult. But on the subsequent days, you are going to feel easier and easier to walk the same distance. And probably by the 30th day, a 45-minute walk will not cause any, I would say, any tiredness or any sort of fatigue which was there on the first day. So what has happened over a period of these 30 days is that your body has become efficient in doing the same sort of activity. So what effect your body did have on the first day of walking, the same effect it won't have on the 30th day of walking because your body has become efficient, which means it's burning less fat and it's burning less calories to do the same activity. Whereas in high intensity activities, we purposefully make sure that we are burning more calories, okay? Because we are engaging a lot of muscle groups. Now, what is a good combination of high intensity activity is something that involves a lot of muscle groups at the same time and which basically raises your heart rate. Now, whenever you are doing something that is high intensity, for example, instead of walking, you engage into running, okay? Which means you are performing the same task, but now you are doing it a little more rapidly than what walking asks you to do. Which means you have to exert yourself more, you have to burn more calories, and in order to supply nutrients, blood as well as oxygen to all your organs, your heart has to beat faster, it has to work more, and that is what makes the exercise high intensity. So what ends up happening with any sort of exercise is that your body becomes very efficient in doing the same kind of exercise. So you know of people who were struggling to do their first 5 kilometers of run, but they persisted, they keep on doing the same activity, and then they can run a 5-kilometer run effortlessly. Then they move on to 10 kilometers, then they go on to a half marathon. And some of them are very disciplined and they're very persistent and they can even graduate to doing a full marathon. Now, how does a person go from doing hardly doing a 5 kilometer run to a 45 kilometer, a 42 kilometer full length marathon? How does that happen? It happens over a period of time, because if you repeat something over and over again, your body starts becoming more and more efficient at doing that. So what I'm trying to get to is that if you want to lose more calories and if you want to lose more fat, you have to choose an exercise which is high intensity. So for example, if running for 5 kilometers is no longer high intensity for you, you need to graduate to either running faster or either running over a longer distance. Okay. So what really helps you to lose good amount of body fat is, listen to this carefully. What really helps you to get progressive gains, or I would say progressive results, is basically low volume but high intensity activities, and not high, I would say, so you need to do high intensity but low volume exercises, and not the opposite, which means low intensity but high volume exercises. Let me help you understand. So a 30-minute run, okay, a 30-minute run is much more beneficial in terms of losing weight and losing fat than a 1 hour of walking. Okay, you cover the same distance and you end up basically burning more or less the same amount of calories. But here what you are doing is that you are burning those calories in a lesser amount of time, which is exerting your body functions even more, and which makes your body even more stronger. And second important point, it basically develops a lot of systems in your body, the muscular system, the cardiovascular system, and so on and so forth. So intensity of exercise really decides whether you are going to get the gains that you are going to get or not. And why am I addressing this point is because there are so many people who have the best of intentions in order to lose weight, but they choose the most low intensity exercise to start losing weight. For example, they choose walking for about 5 kilometers. That takes them about 50 minutes. They keep on repeating it over and over again, and then they keep wondering, why are they not losing weight and fat? The answer lies in intensity. If you never increase the intensity of your exercise, you are not going to see incremental gains in your fat loss as well as incremental progress in your weight loss as well. So this was part 1, and then we are in part 2. We are going to basically talk about what sort of exercises can you choose in order to make your workout high intensity exercise. And should you only keep doing high intensity exercises, or should you sort of intersperse it with low intensity exercises, is what we'll talk in the next part. So do let us know in the comments whether you found this interesting and how it has helped you in modifying your own workout plan. Thank you so much, and we'll be back with another workout tomorrow. Thank you.